Welcome to FXcast. This is our FXcast market analysis for Wednesday, June 1st, 2011. In each of our videos, we try to find high probability trading setups, evaluate the gold chart, come up with a low volatility watch list, an inside bar watch list, and review the economic calendar to see what could affect our potential or open trades. Let's pull up the charts. As always, we start off with the gold chart, and here we are on a gold daily chart. And what we can see here is our lovely uptrend. We had a good breakout day. We'll grab the crosshairs, bring it on over, and we can see what's going on with the volume on these past 2 days. And we can see the volume kind of let off. Little increase in volume today, as probably what we hope is that's the buyers holding this up from falling back. So we sort of have a mat hold rising 3 pattern. There still is reason to see this head up and retest the past swing high. We always like to test them. But what we may also be seeing is let's let this 20 moving average catch right on up to price and try to catch a bounce off of there, or even the 50 moving average, or more importantly, this uptrend line, which has been honored for the past several months. So certainly looking strong. We can see today in the past 2 days a lot of volume in this 1535 to 1540 price range. And so until we break that, and if I scroll over a little bit, you can see if we break below 1534 in this price range, there is a little low volume vacuum that we can push us back down to 1525. Now, when we compare that to our currency pairs, first up we have the pound dollar. As we come over to the daily chart, we had this great 4 days up with a little pullback here. Of course, today was economic release day, so there's a lot going on there. We also have coming up shortly, there's going to be a vote on the U.S. debt ceiling. That could affect things, so be interested to see what happens in these later hours. We can see, though, that even though we fell down, there is some volume in here. I mean, we really kind of put in some volume as we fell. It wasn't as a big swoop up and a big swoop down. So, I think price can go either way as it is. What we can see is the past 2 days, our volume has gone down. So that leads us to a nice bullish move. And we're halfway through the candle of this big up move here. And so we could find some support there. Some people, they like that. And also we have the resistance here. So still bullish on this one. I'm glad we're above the 20 to 50 moving average. Let's let us get a move up on some volume to trade the upside. The Aussie dollar, which is now tracking better with gold. Couple side moves. We can see now the 20 moving average holding up as support. That's great. Little resistance here that we're watching as we try to test the past swing high. But what we have to be careful if we don't move higher is that we'll have an even lower high here. So I'm sorry for the pause, but I'll give you some reporting. The U.S. House rejected the debt ceiling, so it'll be interesting to see how the market reacts to that. So, and we cover the market profile, and this one we can see that we do have some volume support here at 1.602. It did go up and fall right back down, but we did find a base also at the 20 moving average. So again, the good news is we did get a little volume here, didn't we? Just looking up here. So what we want to see is this new candle that's forming, whether or not this is going to move us higher and retest. We can see today's action with the volume went up and tested this uptrend line, and the sellers came in, found value, and pushed it back down. Finally, we have the euro dollar. A lot of congestion. Once we moved up, we've consolidated here pretty much for the day. We're starting to get the big move like we had on the pound dollar. We've auctioned our trade that we talked about yesterday was this rising 3 pattern, which we've got. Now we got a new candle in here. We also talked about getting above this. Now it gets us in this auction area with 1.451 as our new resistance line. So it looks like we're going to head there. The thing we have to watch is our past 2 days were on lighter volume. Past 2 days, which were this big move and this doji candle. So we need to get volume to get us all the way up. Otherwise, I would say let's get a pullback to the 20 moving average. Okay, so we're going to talk about two euro trades. The first one is the euro pound. We've been talking about this one for a while, and then we thought it wasn't going to happen, and now it started to happen. So we have our uptrend line, we got our downtrend line. Today's action brought us right up to the uptrend line. It also brought us to the 20 and the 50, and where we're opening up in our new trading session, we're going right above it. So we certainly want to watch that. Now, some targets for that. The first place we got to look at is 88.45. So there's one target for us, and you can see that we broke through here through this congestion. So we're now in this auction channel between 87.43 and 88.40. So there's 100 pips in here that we're looking to trade. Now we can see that we did go up on a little bit of light volume, so we may get a little pullback to test this before we move higher, but we definitely think there is a trade to the upside. Now, the other euro trade we're looking at is the euro Aussie. And with the euro Aussie, we can see a couple things. The first thing is we want to go ahead and draw in this line. Let's go to the daily and draw in this line here. And this was support. And those of us for a while know we traded the break here, we traded a break here. And now as we come back up to it, what's going to happen? Are we going to fall back down, or are we going to break higher? Market profile shows us that we do have a point of control. We do have some volume support right where we're at, so that's good. However, you can see on the hourly, if we break below, 1.3491 or 1.3490, we could easily fall right back down to this choppiness. So there's also a trade to the downside. What's going to happen here at resistance? Now, if we break above, you can see we have a micro target probably on the daily chart. We can see, there's a bunch of wicks going on in here. So we got an entry of about 35.19 with some targets around 36. So there's 100 pips in here, depending on which way it's going to go. Okay, so we also have $2 trades that we want to talk about. The first one is the pound yen, and this is going to be another one. Look at the daily. We'll draw our downtrend line, and we can draw an uptrend line if you want. So these have been our trades for the past month. Which way is this going to break out? Now, what's also important, let's go over here to see what's going on here. And so you can see what's going on. That where do we rush up to today? Well, we're at the 20 and the 50 moving average, but we're also at our previous resistance support line, and that's where we're struggling. So again, we're watching to see which way this thing's going to pop. Our market profile shows that there's resistance above us, there's volume resistance above us, and there is a vacuum to fall lower, so we have to watch that. So this could definitely go either way. The other one we're looking at is the dollar Canadian, and we've been talking about this one from the standpoint of the ascending wedge on the daily. Certainly we have the strength that we're talking about right in here. And notice that just connecting up these two wicks, and where do we stop today? And then we also talked about this resistance up here at 98.15. So this is what we were talking about. Now, again, when we say it could go either way, it can go either way. And this one came right to our uptrend line and bounced. And now it's looking like it's trying to break. Now, we have to be cautious because we have a couple of wicks in here. But we have to watch to see which way this one will break. It looks like it wants to break to the downside. Market profile shows a little resistance above us. And there's room to go to the downside. But again, don't forget about these wicks over here. And just as easy as the 20 popped above the 50, it can easily switch and turn right back down. Okay, we really don't have a true low volatility watch list. We have some approaching. So I'm going to share what's approaching. We got the Aussie dollar, the pound dollar, the euro yen, and the US yen. They're not perfect, they're not textbook, but they're setting up. So, depending on when you see this, they may be even better. We do not have an inside bar watch list. Let's go ahead and pull up the economic calendar and see what could possibly break us out of this low volatility range. As we look at the economic calendar, there's a couple things that catch my eye. First of all, in France, we have the unemployment rate that always impacts about whether or not the economy is going well, whether or not people are having jobs and have money to spend. Do we have a healthy economy? We have PMI, so we have some inflation data both in Germany, inflation data, and we also have that in the European Union with their manufacturing PMI index. We also see this in the pound. So we've got PMI data all around. Also in the pound, we have money supply. And finally, the last one that catches my eye is, and this is, these two are hit or misses. Challenger job cuts for the states and ADP for the states. They're hit or miss. Sometimes they move the market tremendously. Of course, having to do with the status of the economy, status of jobs, and whether or not we're creating jobs. And sometimes they're accurate, and the market reacts to them. Sometimes they're not. Down here at the Aussie, we have a couple with retail sales and merchandise. Again, a little bit gives us insight to the economy. Are people spending? Are businesses making things to be bought? So, as usual, we want to thank you guys for watching our videos. We want to make sure you give us feedback. Let us know what you like, you don't like, so that we can continue to improve. And send us your questions to analysis@fxcast.com. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.